to a very special episode of the Comic Crusaders podcast and specials that we do. Because today we're not just celebrating comics, we're celebrating life. It's our brother, our colleague, and our friend, Chris Buse, writer, author, podcaster, comic book historian, one of the sharpest and funniest voices in the game. You've seen his legendary threads on Twitter before he became X. His articles, The Comic Crusaders, with the Comic Book Confidential. You probably even picked up one of his books on Amazon with the Neon Trilogy. And you were lucky enough, like me and my homeboy, let me bring up my boy, my brother from across the pond, Mr. Dave Elliott. I mean, if you were like Dave and I, you got to know him personally through International Comic Crusaders and more. And tonight, we're going to laugh, we're going to reminisce, and maybe get a little bit emotional as we share stories, celebrate his passion for comics, and keep his spirit alive with fans who love them. Because let's be real, Chris wasn't just a fan of comics. He was a living encyclopedia. And I know Dave could attest to that, of pop culture, who made the history of comics feel like a party that you were invited to. So buckle up. It's going to be heartfelt. It's going to be funny, but it's all about honoring our brother from ICC, the amazingly talented Chris Buse. So welcome, Dave Elliott. And I hope that the folks that wanted to come on are going to come on in a little bit as the fans. But I think this was long overdue, Dave. We lost our brother. We ain't know when we lost him because there were conversations like, yo, where's Chris at? Where's Chris at? I don't know. He hasn't hit me up in a minute. And one day you made me do a deep dive. And that is the day that my heart broke into multiple pieces because his ex-employer in his day job was the one where I found the announcement of his passing. That was not a very good day for me. To know that we lost our brother. That we lost him without even knowing, and that shit was very difficult for me to deal with. And I know when I told you, you also were a little bit devastated. I'm going to say a little bit. You were devastated. So, talk to me. Talk to me, Dave. When you asked me that day, like, what's going on? Can you look? And I gave you that answer. Was that the answer you expected?
No. So, like, look, if you've watched any of the podcasts, you know that, Chris was just this wonderful, knowledgeable guy. And when we did those podcasts, man, I mean, like, he always made me feel really, like, guilty because, like, that man, like, he came with, like, there's a certain, like, sometimes we like, for some of us who have been in the industry a long time, there's a certain amount, like, we have this knowledge ingrained into us, right? We've lived it. We're first time round, we bought these comics and, we saw this stuff and we take it for granted. We've got it in our heads and we've got a lot of stuff. But even stuff going back like 30 years, 40 years.
For real.
Chris would come and he would come with every damn receipt. Like he knew the minutiae of stuff. Like there's stuff that I'd forgotten that he knew. There's stuff that I never knew that he knew. And he came with all that information. And it was like, and in detail and cross-referenced and filed. And he loved and this is, I think, why everyone used to sort of like, it was like, Chris Buse's Twitter feed was a water cooler for so many of us. It was like, it's like, hey, look, Chris is posting. It's like, it's class now. It's educate. Like, okay, let's we're going to be educated now. He's going to tell us about something. And he would do that time after time.
One of the best Twitter feeds on the planet, my man, I think.
Yeah.
When it came to comic book history, that's what made me reach out to him one day. Out of random. I followed him as a fan, you know, and you know, Comic Crusaders, we're always seeking new talent. And I was like, one day, I just couldn't take it anymore. Like, bro, you are fucking ill. Like, do you want to do a little bit more than that than just post? You know what I mean? Like, bro.
No, I mean, that idea you had about sort of, you know, having the three of us do that podcast was great. Like, because, you know, I'd like to experience Chris on those Twitter threads, but then to actually get to know him on the podcast
as a human being, man. Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was always great because, like, you know, those, like, because, you know, I mean, everyone knows, like, when everyone has these podcasts, you've always got that 15 to 20 minutes or half hour that we'd all chat before we come on, and, you know, or at the end,
gossiping, the green room chat, baby.
Yeah, the green room chat, you know. Like, if only you'd recorded all of those, like, we could have, like, done the green room chat.
And they were funny. Let me tell you, Chris was a different human being in the green room chat, and that was what's hysterical about him. Like, he'd say one thing, but then when it came to the show, man, it was show time, and, you know, took it serious. But he was so much more. This is why people don't understand. Like, this is why I appreciate him. Again, German man, and, like, yo, straightforward and to the point, ain't give a fuck. And I think we need more of that shit in this industry. We need more of the Buses.
He was honest, straightforward. I think I don't know if it was like, you know, like, hey, he was German, so I, like, don't know if there was.
I think it's all because he's German.
It was just like, boom. It's like straightforward, like, you know, and his humor was just so dry. Like when I first started to get to know him, that was like, did he just insult me? And it was like, no, he was just, it was like, he was having a joke. And it was just like, oh, and as I got to know that was like, you know, it was like, it just became a great time to just like.
People didn't understand him, I think, a lot, you know, because again, he was that type of like straight face joker. Like, are you fucking with me? Like, you too straight face, bro. What's going on here? I mean, he was gangster. Like, folks, let me show you this. His X feed, Twitter feed, is still alive to this day, thank goodness. And if you guys want to do a deep dive, again, we're going to be talking about this. And I think, though, as we talk, why don't you guys go visit this? You guys are going to be pleasantly surprised. And not just that, though. If you check him out on Comic Crusaders.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you need to put up the links because, like, his... Like when he started writing articles for you, and it was like, I remember, like, I was rereading them, like
a boss,
and it was like, and they start off like the first couple, you know, they're fairly light, you know, it's like as far as lengthwise and stuff like that, and then he starts to go like deep.
He got in,
and it's just like, and it was like Busepedia. It was like.
The Busepedia, I love it. You know what it was, though? When he got into it, Chris, I love that you mentioned that. Because, yes, he started off slow because he wanted to know his audience. But then he said, fuck it, let me write.
Yeah.
And when he opened up those doors, the floodgates really did open. And I think it was through those articles that it inspired him to build, you know, his authorship legacy through the Neon Trilogy, which we'll get into in a minute. But staying with the comic book history, and you say you read these articles, being a person that's in the industry, and been in the industry, how did you feel his articles were on point? I mean,
I mean, I think it's like there's because that's what was so interesting about our conversations when we had the podcast, because we all had different aspects of it. Like there was the comics, like so. When we talked about comics, all three of us had read. Like you'd talk about it from the perspective of like, oh yeah, you were the kid picking this up on the newsstand. You read the comic at that time and what you experienced at the time. And I was reading it. I would probably be reading it in the UK about the same time. Chris was finding that stuff like 30 years later, like because that's
how long fresh eyes.
But he was finding it like sometimes it would take that long for something to be printed in Germany. So he didn't. There was some stuff that he was reading at the moment, and there was other stuff that he was reading coming in much later. And so, like, because I think that was the thing. It was like we had the linear experience. We experienced those comics and books as they came out. He came at it from a different angle. He came at it from the way that it was just happened to be released throughout Europe. And so it was like maybe
yes.
So he didn't read stuff in the same order that we had. So it was like that.
Wait, that's the great thing about International Comic Crusaders. I read it American way. You read it UK way because again, you read it in an anthology way, and then even after you, Chris read it in a different way. Even after you, so we really came from a different perspective. And folks, I want to say something. Even though Dave's and I wall paint matches, we're not in the same room. I just want to say.
What's that?
I just noticed that. I'm like, yo, look at our paint jobs and our shit on the wall. We look like
well, I see. It's funny. Like, I was going to mention the fact that, like, when we would do the podcast, like, so there's you and me, and you can see our walls and the pictures on the walls and the statues. And
yo, bro,
like when Chris was there, he's like in this black room with his cigarette and his scotch and his like whiskey.
Bro. He looked like Alfred Hitchcock of comics.
Yeah, I was. It's funny. Like just before we came on, I was thinking, like, damn, I really like. I've got a bottle of scotch unopened over there. I really need to crack it open for tonight because, like, he would sit there and he'd have this glass of whiskey and he'd be going sipping it away.
As he's smoking his cigarette, looking like
Robert cigarette.
Downey. What was it? Martin Downey. Remember him back in the day, smoking cigarettes and doing his show. And just talking about the industry. Yeah, bro. I mean, I don't think that we're gonna get an energy like that again. Because again, he was really someone that really cared and dug in. Like when he dug in, yo, Dave, talk about that. When he dug in to comic book history, this motherfucker was like an unstoppable force. I mean, the shit.
But that was Chris. That was Chris. Like Chris just didn't do things by half. So like the Neon trilogy that was the same thing. And the only reason we really stopped doing the podcast is he was all in on writing these books. So he wanted to he realized that the podcast we were doing clashing with his time writing the book. Yeah. Yeah.
And which is okay because again, you know, as a team member, as someone that we love and supported, we only wanted what was best for him. And folks, if you guys are interested, even to this day, you know, get those books, learn about this dope story. Yes, all 3 books are in fact out. My man did it. He did his trilogy before leaving us. So check out on Amazon. The link is right there. It's also in the show links. It's on screen right now. But yo, believe that this man created something that is going to be incredible, and I would love to somehow be able to make sure that that stays in good hands. So, Dave, we got to figure out how we could get that on our side and make sure that his legacy stays safe, and that if this becomes anything else, that we dedicate it to the right things.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because again, we don't know how he passed. That's the sad part of this show.
Yeah, that's the thing I was going to say. It's like because, and it's not just Chris. It's like there's a lot of people who would gather around that water cooler at the same time as we did, and they were from everywhere. And you like, so we know each other in that moment. We know each other around that water cooler, but we didn't know what like else was going on in their lives. And yeah, occasionally, like we'd chat with Chris about his other work and things like that. But he wasn't someone who just lived around the corner. It wasn't like, hey, we're doing this podcast and let's go for a beer in the pub afterwards. It was he was in Germany. I was here, sometimes in the US.
I'm in the States.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. But yeah, it was just like, you know, you get to know someone so well, but then you don't. Like there's a side that, like, for all, I mean, the sad thing is, like, I mean, I kind of, I mean, we talked about family enough that I'm sure if like he was married and kids, we'd know. But
Yeah.
there is like there's the other side that like, you know, it's like I always felt bad, like I didn't know enough about
Yeah,
him.
you and me both. You know, is what I'm saying. Like with this book, like I would love this legacy to live on. And
Yeah.
do you have kids? If not, like I want to be the kid that that makes this happen for him because he deserves that in his legacy. I
Yeah.
never met someone so passionate. When I reached out to him, he was very excited. I remember that day; it was so great. Like, yo, Chris, I'm just a fan of your thing. I'm just reaching out because I think you could be really incredible to share your voice even further through Comic Crew. We do a pod, like articles, whatever you want. The world is yours. I'm just saying that I wanna share your voice because I think you're doing something really cool and educating. And he was so positively responsive to that. Obviously, you saw what he's done through Comic Book Confidential on Comic Crusaders. Folks, check that comic out. And then obviously, then when I presented to him the idea of doing a podcast with the amazing Dave Elliott,
Who's he?
my brother. And he was like, "Fuck yeah!" We had that meeting, everything worked out. Next thing you know, International Comic Crusaders was born. Like, bro, we went 50 episodes deep, man.
Yeah, yeah. And we did go deep. Like we like some of those we I think we bored the pants off a lot of people because we just went on and on. We couldn't
Oh
stop
no,
talking.
I don't think we did though because and when I look at that
No,
track,
no, I did.
people,
I don't mean that.
people,
But
I know, but people really appreciated that those deep dives to learn
yeah,
history and the fact that we had so many people that were into it and involved. I appreciate that. I miss those days, but I think that was also because of Chris. He was the the flagship, the flag, the man that pinpointed helped, and I know that when we did some changes, he felt a little uncomfortable as well because it should have always been the three of us, and yeah, maybe we made errors there, um, but yeah, when you brought those when the show stopped because he had to do his books, like he mentioned, he even mentioned that he did. To be honest, like yo, I gotta take a break. It's all right. So I
yeah.
think no problem. Maybe we could all take a break for a minute. But just the disappearance, was the issue. And it was there, like, yo, Al, what happened? Can you find out? Because, again, talk to me about what was the last time you had communication with our big homie?
Well, so I helped him a little bit with the editing of his books. So we'd have calls, like a few Skype calls, just to talk about things, like any ideas, just some grammar, the way it broke down. It was like it was funny. Like I think the biggest thing I did to help him was for someone who was writing so much, he didn't break paragraphs. Like everything was one long, like he'd start writing and
One
then
long sentence?
yeah, there was no, everything was just like there was no paragraphs. And
Okay.
I went through like the almost like the first third of his book and put paragraphs in everywhere and breaks. And he sent it. I sent it back to him, and he's like, and at first he's like very sort of very
Okay.
okay. And then I'm going like, oh, he didn't like that, and he goes, "You're absolutely right." And it was just like, why did I never like? And then he went, and it was like, and it was funny. It was like he had never looked at a book before. But
I can imagine that.
Yeah, but it was like he was so close to it, and I, even just putting the paragraph breaks in it, I was thinking like, oh, this is like, it's like I'm messing with the Bible, like, yeah, but
Yeah.
no, it was, and literally the last conversation I had with him was he was happy, he was promoting all three books.
Oh, but I mean, let me tell
And
you,
he was
there was
working
no
on
better
and he was
promoter.
working on a new book. He was actually working on a new book.
There was gonna be a fourth.
It wasn't going to be part of the Neon, but it was. He had something else. He had another idea.
The fourth book in the Buse verse.
Yeah. So again, it was just like, okay, because there was a brief chat about like, hey, do you want to do a couple of podcasts for old time's sake type of thing? And he goes like,
Yes.
I will. I just want to get like, I need to get the beats down for this book. He goes, I think it's going to be really cool. I think it's completely different from what I've done before. I was like, okay, all right, then. Yeah. Just like whenever you're ready, like you want to do something, or if you want me to read this as well. Yeah.
Man, I miss that, man. Let me tell you, his conversations, his straightforwardness, and our Common Crusaders chat on X that we have as a group.
3 hours.
Yeah. I mean, our chats on the show, but I'm talking about also our chats on the DMs on X,
yeah.
Within the team where sometimes we discuss things. And, I don't know if it's a German thing or what, but my man was just a fucking straight shooter. He ain't give a fuck. And that's why
It wasn't,
love him.
he didn't, there wasn't any sort of, not
No
that he wasn't.
animosity, no hate. He was just a
none
straight
at all.
shooter. He would just say it as it is, and and that's great. That we need a lot more of that.
Because that's what would make me laugh sometimes. It was like the fact that he just say something so bluntly and so like that. It was no hesitation, and he'd say something, and it would be like, and I'm going like, well, I'm glad that wasn't on air.
Yo, word. But I love him for that. You 100. I miss that type of energy, that type of spirit. It's refreshing when he came on. He rubbed some people the wrong way. You know what? If they rub you the wrong way, it's because you're not chill.
Well,
chill.
Some people like to sort of like one ups everybody else with like, oh well, I've got a bit of knowledge you haven't heard of, and they would interrupt his threads, and then he would like point out to them where they were wrong, and of course they didn't.
Yeah, what was that homie's name that used to do the Man Style podcast that passed away? Oh my god! Oh my, that's what Chris reminds me of. He was one of those that, like, all right, let me check you real quick.
See, well, with Chris, it was like he didn't mind anyone joining the conversation, as long as you knew what you were talking about, or you were just appreciative and you just let him know that, like, thank you very much for this, I'm listening. But if you started coming in and making up stuff and just literally or just ad-libbing and thinking you knew more than you did, Chris had no patience for that.
No. Chris would check you, but you know what though? Chris was one of those cats that he came with bullet points.
Yeah.
Always. He knew what he was talking about. Like when he came to a debate, my man was prepped. Like, you ain't fucking with me. Bop. What?
Yeah.
And again, things that we need those factual people, give them the bullet points, whether you like them or not, facts are facts. And he was bringing them some stories, even things you don't want to hear, but company takeover sometimes back in the day.
Yeah.
Families taking over things, names they didn't want to hear, but they couldn't have been that bad. Yes, they were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's in print. Like, like my man was like Candace Owens before Candace Owens. I'm trying to say in comic books or whatever the hell you want to call it. You know what I mean? Like, my man was talking the business with factual points and just pointing things out. And again, check out his articles right here. This is all you gotta do. Go look up Chris Buse on ComicCrusaders.com because he did more than Comic Book Confidential.
Yeah. No, I think I remember we all talked about, like, I always thought that, I said to him, like, hey, look, when you finish the trilogy, why don't you actually do as a book, or like collect all your columns and a few other bits?
Yes, including these
songs. And Comic Book Confidential. Like, do that as a book.
Yes.
And he was like, yeah, maybe, let me get this book, this done first.
But maybe in his honor, I want to be able to do this. I don't know if you can help me, Dave. I'll put this on blast here for the first time. Like, I would love to put his works collected, but everything goes to a charity. that maybe we think that Chris will believe in or whatever. Because again, um, did Chris have health issues? He never shared that with us.
No.
Were there other issues? We don't know. We could only speculate. Unfortunately, when I looked up his news and the hair stood up on my arms and I had to cry a moment before I even told Dave what I found from his day job that he has passed, and the only information that I have is that they found him deceased in his flat. That's all. Not how they found him, what transpired, only that they found him.
Right.
And that could lead to a lot of type of speculation. Um, all I hope is that it was natural. I don't want to believe anything else because our industry and sometimes there are issues of mental health that could be associated because when you work hard on things,
Yeah.
you're also
Yeah.
hard on yourself,
Yeah.
and things could happen, and you don't know how emotionally you're going to react
Well,
to that. I mean, Dave, you're a creator, and
Chris would have been his own worst taskmaster. So, um, I like, yeah, um, he was tough on himself. I think that's one of the reasons why, again, it was, he couldn't divide his time. He was so focused on things. It was like that's why he gave up the podcast in the first place to focus on the books.
yeah,
And
I wish he didn't because I think he needed us.
yeah,
He
yeah,
needed us, and I don't. I think he needed that momentary break sometimes to get away from that creativity of his
mm,
to allow himself some spaces to be himself and get away and then get back into that. Because again, folks, I think that when you're creative, you got to take a moment for yourself.
mm.
I'm learning that slowly, you know.
Well, I think the thing about being a creative in this industry is the unfortunately um, people in the comics industry tend to have a shorter lifespan than a lot of other professions, and
Crazy.
and a lot of it comes from like look, you know you're working doing your comics, and like you get to that point and you realize like, oh damn, it's like I can't retire because I'm not going to get a pension, so I have to keep working and working, and but it's harder and harder. Like so many of the companies don't like, you're a flavor of the month for 5 years, and then after that it's like, no, it's so hard trying to.
Yeah, you better get into the back end and shit, doing the
Yeah,
sloppy jobs and shit, right?
yeah. I mean, even some of the greats had a hard time at different times. I mean, I remember like a horror story about like Alfredo Akala being found on in a literally almost like a hovel.
What?
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah. Um, and it's
So,
just like, yeah, and it's just there's just there's too many stories like that. There's like, I mean, yeah, we have the Hero Initiative out there that helps comics creators in need, but like we just need more than that. We need something better.
so like what? I mean, again, we have so many creators. Again, we're not speculating on what happened to Chris because again, we don't know, and
Well, no, and
for our
look,
closure, we wish we knew. To be honest, like we really
Chris was
want to
in
know what
Chris
happened.
was in Germany anyway. So in Germany, they do have a much better healthcare system than America.
Yeah,
So I'm not saying that like that, but I think to your point earlier, I think you're right. Like sometimes you don't realize that the social aspect, and the podcast was a social aspect. Like I think he took it on sometimes as a body of work. Like
yeah.
it's like everything to him was, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put 100% into it. But I'd like to think he actually was doing it as well because there was that social aspect to it. This was like fun. This was I mean, I you know, a lot of the times he did come in, and I think it's funny. Like there was a couple of times I'd say comments, and it was I felt like I was that cheeky student, like making a comment while the teacher was talking. He'd be on a roll on something, and I'd just like either one of us would throw in as like a little cheeky comment, and it would throw him off for a second, and then you could see like for a second he's like, "How dare you? I'm on a roll," and then he'd sort of like he'd laugh, and then he'd get back into it again. Yeah.
Oh yeah. When he got deep, man, don't interrupt him.
Oh yeah. And, you know, and it's like you felt bad. Like often, like it would be like, well, I can't interrupt because he really knows what he's talking about, and he's like, he knows more than I do. So yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. Again, that's what I miss his energy. I think the comic you said as well, but even the comic book fandom world, there's an energy that I don't think can be replicated. No one had this feed. Again, I'm gonna show this again. These are the articles. Because these articles again are dope, insightful. But when you want to see conversations and a back and forth, holy shit, my man knew how to reply.
Yeah.
Without disrespect.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, but how about this? Like, one of the most knowledgeable like, you want education in comic book history? This man did this shit voluntarily.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, like, yeah. Look, if you're watching this for the first time and you don't know who Chris is, I mean, if you go and if you go back and look at some of the podcasts, like we covered everything, like EC Comics, to Marvel.
Early beginners, DC, Marvel,
DC Comics,
all of them.
All of that.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of that. And he did that research. He would send me his PowerPoints, do it this order, and I'll just run it down as I talk. Right? And like my man I was schooled. That was my comic book college through Chris Buse.
I still have all his folders of like, because he would like part of the research would be he'd come with about like 200 images for the podcast.
Oh my god! Yeah, I know. Listen, that was a fucking headache for me.
Yeah,
that was a headache for me because who the fuck is putting it together?
Yeah.
Oh god! All right, hold on. Jesus Christ! That's what I would say. Please, for the love of God, number them so that way at least help me that way. Like that's what I'm trying to teach my brother on P3. Like, please do this Chris Buse way. He goes, "What you mean by that?" Please number them so that way I know what order you want them in, because I need to understand what story you want me to tell. Based on how you want to tell it. Like, let's go. And that was what Chris was great at. We had the greatest stories, greatest PowerPoints ever. Wonderful art and story, and I mean the gossip, the oh man, bro, we need this man alive. We could have made probably one of the greatest comic book bochinche movies in the bochinche is gossip, like movies of all time. You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah.
No, you don't believe so?
Yeah, no, it's just a genuine historian, and like, and he loved it. Like he loved sharing that information with people. Like it was
every day.
Yeah, and he just loved it. I mean, he loved everything about the industry. He like even if it was something bad, he loved finding out about it, and he wanted to get all the details. And
man, I miss his tags. You know what I mean? I got the new one, share it. You know what I mean? And like he was all about promotion early on. Like he taught me very much about like, okay, this is how you promote. Now, I'm still not doing it on the scale like he did. Let me tell you, because you can't. I'm energetic, yes, in one way. He was energetic in that way, and I still have a lot to learn from him, even though he's not here. Because I gotta do what he did for his book. I gotta do for my music right now.
Right. Yeah.
Because he was like, bro, did he even tell you how he was gonna work? I mean, right? Wasn't he a madman when it came to promoting the book? Like, bro.
Oh, he worked it so hard. And I think that, it's like, and I think it was eye opener for him because I think he took some of the things that he'd learnt, like just promoting his own tweets and conversations, and then moved that over to trying to promote his book. And I think it was definitely a sort of frustration for him, because there was, it's so hard to sort of get that initial momentum going. But man, he pushed it. He pushed that boulder right up the hill.
Yes, he did. I mean, I want to show you guys the books that he did. Again, this is our big homie here. Let me share this on the screen real quick because, again, I mean, this is what he deserves. That was our big homie. We miss him. That man worked tirelessly to promote, show love to everyone and everything he did. And again, the way he was, sometimes, he was just straightforward, and some people don't like that. But check this out. He had a series called the Neon Trilogy, right?
Yeah.
So he started with this one John right here, the Neon Graveyard, right? And then right after it was the Neon Devil. And then right after the Neon Trilogy. My man did not fuck around. He got like it was novels. Don't play around. And folks, listen, just go ahead and support it, yo. Where does the money go to, though? Now that he's not here, how does this even work?
I have no idea. I have no idea where it would go now.
And I think we need to find that out, because I would love for whatever he did to go to charity, because maybe to the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund, because I know he was a historian. Something like that would be cool, or and support or support anything that helps comic book creators. That's where those funds should go. Yo, Dave. Oh, you know what? Fuck. Let's have the discussion for a moment, because I'm an idea man. When a creator that's independent passes, what really does happen to their stuff? And is there any way that when their stuff get continually sold, should they not have extended family? How can we make that go to some type of cool charity? Like, before they pass, have those discussions. Like, if something happens to you, where would you like the money to go? And then if anything happens, boom, any money made forward from their project does not go, their royalties go to X charity. How can we make that happen?
Unfortunately, you've got to know, at least, like, you've got to know the family. You have to have them.
But in the instance of Chris, I mean, he never spoke like he was alone. He never presented like he did. So let's assume there is no family. There was no family that he could extend this legacy onto. How can then we work that?
It's really hard, because unless you're family, unless you can prove you have a connection to it, you can't even get Amazon to change the settings so that the money would go somewhere else. So you can't do that.
We can't. So whatever. So this basically stays with Jeff Bezos' this money.
Yeah, literally, it stays there.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Our man is not with us. This is probably selling great, because this is folks. Again, let me bring this back on screen, man. What the fuck am I doing, yo? We talking about our man Chris. Like, yo, look at that. Neon Trilogy is 3 books. Book 3, book 2. And he even hired, this is actually a beautiful model he had hired, photographer and all, to do the covers. When Chris was doing his covers, he was doing like professional work, real people, using real people. This is not AI. This is human made.
Oh yes, I actually. So I designed those covers.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at my man. So talk about that. So I was that journey, like working with Chris in design the covers. Cause listen, I know him, and I know he was a stickler for shit. When that motherfucker had something to say, he'd say it. Again, this was Chris. He was a real dude, man. Like,
yeah,
that's just why I miss him. So when you were presenting the first couple of designs, what were those conversations like?
No, it was fine. Like, once he I treated it like anything else. It's like, tell me what you're looking for, tell me what you want.
Okay.
And then he already had the photograph, so I was like, okay, let me play with this and let me pick some fonts, and I just put something together, and
I was so happy.
I think like I have a folder of all the different designs I did, like for
so
them.
you know
So I
what?
still have
We
them.
need to do something again. I know we have a new show, with a new partner, a whole new name show. So we got to put that on blast as well here. It's called the Comics Will Kill You podcast.
They will.
And listen, this time it's not just it's not just the incredible David, but it's the amazingly beautiful, talented Heidi McDonald in the game from the Beat, yes, that Beat, the Comics Beat website. The incredible EIC and journalist that is, one of the heart of the comic book industry.
It's the
So
crossover,
the
big crossover between Comic Crusaders and the Beat.
Yeah, and I don't mind it because again, I'm the fun guy, but she is the serious woman. That's gonna tell Al, shut up, stop playing games. And,
no, it works. It
and I love it.
works. Yeah,
and
it
then
really
we got Dave in the middle, like telling us his perspective, because Dave is also, guys, if you don't know, you don't talk about this. I don't see people talking so much, but also the EICF mechanical cake. He got that mechanical bizcocho going on. Whereby, what I mean? And he's working with legendary creators, throughout this shit. Like, bro, I got to see at San Diego, and bro, he made again, like he said, we met before, but again, I have fun. This time I was sober when I met him, and I was like, God damn, Dave, what are you? Motherfucker's tall, boy. He almost picked me up. It was like Kamala versus Andre the Giant. You feel me? Holy shit. I mean, but no. Other than that, though, I loved seeing you, giving you a big hug, and then you showing me around and sitting in that chair and talking about what you just let them know what you're doing a little bit with mechanical, baby.
Well, we've got some graphic novels. Actually, the thing that I'm really passionate about at the moment is I'm relaunching my anthology A1.
The A1 deadline, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, that cover, man.
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, see. Yes. There's another cover that's being drawn right now for.
Oh, you got no. You being naughty again, dude? Are you being naughty?
No.
He said no. Not this time.
No, I really do think that, like, I think A1 Deadline is probably the comic we all really need right now.
Are you going to keep that in a formal comic book format, or you want to go magazine size?
It's magazine. It is magazine size. It's magazine
people
format.
loving that again. I think that Titan, ever since they brought back the episode of Conan and stuff like that, like people are kind of feeling the magazine. I don't know what's going on. Like, we're repeating the 80s, 90s again, and
I think it's more that we like some advances that we've had have been really forced, and people push back against it.
What's the force? What's the force thing? What are you
talking about? Well, it was like, hey, look, everyone, look, it's got everything's digital now. We don't need to have print. We don't need to have paper. Take your iPad, got your computer, read it on iPad now.
Right.
Look, everyone's like, oh, look, I can hold, like, I've got this little iPad, but it's got like 10,000 comics on it.
Yeah, but you need battery life. When that battery dies,
no, it's not even that. It's no, but you see,
cancel your account, you lose your books. You can't pay that much, you lose your books.
No, it's not even that. It's like there's something like, when look, here's a book, right? There's something about having a book that where you can turn the pages, turn back the pages, going back again, like flick through it. Go, oh, that's good. Oh, that looks. Oh, look, that looks nice.
Let me see that thing. Look at it. What is that? Look at it. Hey,
This is a book I picked up from Gosh Comics in London at the weekend. Hitsville, UK, by Jonathan Reardon and Dan Cox.
look at that.
Oh man, I picked up some really good stuff actually at the weekend.
Here you go. I got some good shit, but what
I
you
have
got?
got
What you
some good
got?
shit.
Oh, you got. You want to
Or
show it off? Yeah, show those to someone in the funny quiz. That's what Chris would have loved. You know
well,
what Chris
actually,
is
so there's
about.
some. So look, I got. I don't know if you've seen it, Beneath the Trees.
Oh yes, I've heard great things about that book.
Yeah, I've been
Great
trying to
things.
get a copy of that. There's some stuff like every now and again, like I have to pick up
I
stuff that
know
like.
you. I know you, brother. I already see it.
So I've got Palestine
Oh,
by Joe Sacco.
wait. Hold that up for a moment. I'm not trying to start no shit. I'm just asking. Can you let me see the spine on that? Oh, I was a tape. But can you give us a little synopsis of what the book is about?
Joe Sacco was as a comic creator who he actually spent time in Palestine. He actually was in Gaza, and so a lot of these are very personal stories of people he met along the way.
Oh, so it's an anthology. It's an anthology.
It's an anthology, but it's all builds up. It's stories and characters, but just so it was like. But I bought it as a double with this.
Oh,
This is amazing. Like I haven't, like
look at that.
I bought this is the second time I've had this. I remember like
Beautiful.
years ago I moved and I got rid of most of my comic collection, so it was good. It's good to have this back on the shelf.
Beautiful.
Such an amazing book.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at my man went shopping. Holy shit, he ain't
Oh
playing
yeah,
around
yeah.
this weekend.
This one I haven't taken out the cellophane yet.
Oh yes, I've heard about that. I heard that's
Yeah.
really fun, throwing a real throwback type of story. Oh man, I really dig
Actually,
it.
look. So I have to show you. Like, so I got this.
What's
Okay.
that?
Um,
That looks pretty.
this is Dot Comics, and it's all
That's a
tied up with a
comic.
little bow. There we go. So it's a beautiful little independent comic.
Nice.
I'm trying to remember. Like,
Oh, wait. So you
the
and
artist,
that
the
joint-
artist is the artist is A.T. Pratt. So if you go to A.T. Pratt, Pratt, and he's on Instagram. So he's got these great little comics. It's a great comic, right?
Yeah.
But just when you think like this is a really cool comic, like oh how cool can it get? You get to this stage, it's got another bow. So you open this.
Really? Oh shit. Okay.
So you open this bow up, and all of a sudden you get this pop up in the middle,
Oh snap! Cool.
and it says pop up comic, and it's just
cool.
you got this pop up comic,
Yo.
and then it goes up, and there's a pop up.
Yo.
There's a pop up within the pop up.
No way, and another one. Oh.
And this is just this, and there's another one as well.
Stop lying.
And there's so it's just the most amazing comic I've seen anyone, the most unique thing I've ever seen. And the guy.
When the fuck did you get this again?
I was at Gosh Comic. Gosh Comics in London do an event called Gosh Fest, and it's all very independent, like creators that are doing like independent comics and zines, and they come along and they have like signing schedules. So every hour they change, and this guy Pratt was actually sitting outside the shop, sitting in a chair, and he had this little suitcase opened up, and he was showing off these comics. Show you here's the other one. So this is another one he did.
Hello.
A.T. Pratt's New York. And let's see, because I haven't actually opened this one up yet. But so you open it up.
Yeah.
And then you get this. Opens up like this.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then on the
Creative
other,
AF, man. Bro.
it's so cool. Like he showed me all his roughs for
Yo,
these.
look at that. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
all like this. It's so intricate, and it's like, you know.
All right, talk. Listen, who needs a computer? Talk about being fucking
See now,
like,
see you can't digitize this. There's no way you can enjoy this a digital version of this.
yo, that's fun. Can you only get that at cons if they do have a website or some shit? Fuck, I'm
Well, you can find him on Instagram. At Pratt, At
18
Pratt.
Met.
Yeah.
Bro,
Um,
that was crazy. I mean, future of comics, yeah, it starts changing the game. That's what
well,
Chris.
it's funny. It's like, as you said, it was like, it's not so much the future of comics. It's like they've kind of like in certain areas, like it's like, oh, hold on, let's put the brakes on it. Let's go back. Let's make things much more interesting again.
Just make
And
things fun again. My
yeah,
fault.
so that's why with A1
Make
Deadline,
things fun again. MTFA. There we go.
yeah, it's 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 like, you know, it's keep it in print, man. It's just, you know, there's a certain experience to having it in print. Um, so yeah, so we're launching the A1 Deadline Kickstarter. I'm doing it with Chris Northrup from of Horrible Future.
It's Kip, baby. Count
Um,
Kip. KIIP. Kip. Keep it in print.
yeah,
I love it. That's what, yeah, of course. That's what Chris would have said. Because again, that if you want to explore the legacy and respect the legacy of our big homie, you got to get the books.
yeah.
Get the
Although I mean,
edition.
he was actually quite the advocate for digital comics.
Of course he was, you know, because again they were affordable. Because what he wanted most
Hmm.
was to share his story at an affordable
Well,
price.
two things with Chris. So he didn't mind what way it came to him as long as he could read it. Like, it wasn't about collecting it so much. It As long as he could read it, experience it, and then share it. Like, if he found something that was good, he would share it. We'd all know about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And if we didn't like it, oh, definitely we know about it.
we'd still know about it.
I mean, sometimes it's criticism like you're Chris, right? So you know what? I kind of liked it. You're making me feel fucking horrible for liking this right now. I love them too for that because
Yeah.
I think that's another thing that we could not agree on something, but we could respectfully disagree on those things and
Mm.
still be friends and just fucking move on and laugh about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes he'd be abrasive, but you know, you'd be like, that's just him being German. And then we just
Yeah.
laugh about
Yeah.
it and move on. Even he'd laugh about it. And again, things that I miss about the big homie, again, not knowing like how he left us, because again, I'm always gonna be wondering. I think just like you, right? I'm wondering which one still has a blunt in it, because like, okay, this is the one. Yeah, they made
Oh.
these things huge. It takes the whole thing.
God, I've got.
What you got?
No, I was going to show you. There's a magazine I was going to show you. It's when I was out in Los Angeles, I met with this company.
Oh, that's nice. What the hell?
And it's a very, very upscale magazine for the weed connoisseur.
Oh, really? They need to put me there. I like to smoke. You can see my room. If they see my room and my smoking, they would love to have me there. I think I'm bougie enough for that.
Yeah.
See my watches, my jewelry. You know, and then
I love the byline. I love the byline on it. You can see it. It says, "Hi, for people who partake."
Yeah, bro. Wait a minute. Where can I get this? I want a copy.
It's in Los Angeles, or you can subscribe to it. I've got another one.
Oh, I need these. You know what? Because I was the early days. Remember when Vibe magazine came out?
Yeah.
I had that first issue.
Right.
I had the early issues of the Source. I had the early issues of the beat. I was a hip hop fan, not comics beat, the beat, hip hop the beat.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was all into that shit at the time, and like, I think print is still so important. We need to keep print alive.
Mm.
Anything digitized could just leave us. We're gonna lose that information. They could hide it from us or manipulate it. So let's always make sure we have print in our hands, because print cannot be manipulated. It is printed. It is there. It is proof. It is alive.
Actually, you just reminded me of something. I actually did a comic strip for the Source once.
You did? Stop.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Stop. Wait, oh shit!
It was just a 2-page one.
Really? You did?
Yeah.
You did?
I did with the artist Jason Johnson, and it was yeah.
How you landed that gig in the Source?
Well, the art director had previously been at Penthouse, and they just felt they needed some comics, so they were trying it out. And
it should have lasted longer, because I think the Source started misfiring after some time. They lost their initial mission. They got into too many of the politics and hearsay. Again, allegedly, I'm not trying to say anything about payola and all this shit. You know what that means.
Yeah.
And that was sad, because their mics meant something at one point, and there was a point in time that like their mics meant nothing anymore, and you understood why. That sucks.
Yeah.
And even Chris wouldn't like that. I gotta make a t-shirt for Chris and something, and dedicate that. We had to do something for Chris as we talk here. I mean, I know there's fans here that were supposed to join us out there. They're not. It's okay. I hope.
It's midnight here, and like I'm here.
Yeah, I know you're here. I'm here. I'm supposed to work at 3 a.m. because I work UK hours. Not too worry. So for me, body wise, it is also midnight, and I'm supposed to wake up at 8 a.m. So
it is a holiday today.
Yeah. For you too?
No, just for you guys.
Oh yeah, for me maybe. See, you're good. I'm not. I gotta wake up, a little bit. Again, I work UK hours.
I have to wake up eventually tomorrow. Yeah.
I hope so. I hope we all do. Yeah, but this is about Chris Buse. I really appreciate his legacy. I want everybody, to please check out his Twitter account right there. Buse _ that's BUSE _ Chris CHRIS. Let me tell you, go through that. You guys are still gonna learn something. He's Kevin Samuels. That was the podcaster that I was thinking about.
Oh,
that's what Chris was to comic. What Kevin Samuels was to like the manosphere of podcasts, Chris was to comic book history on his X feed. Like a big boss, bro. Like he did not play, and not just that, his articles. Like I'm not just sharing his column, which was Comic Book Confidential, because of the other things outside of Comic Book Confidential. So look up everything by Chris Buse on Comic Crusaders, and let me tell you, it's college. You guys are gonna learn something. I kid you not. I promise you, you guys are gonna be like, whoa. And the sad thing for me, I think for all of us, is that after you get to read all that amazing work, we don't get to ask him questions he could answer for us.
Yeah.
That's the sad part. One of the most brilliant guys in comic book history. He wasn't a comic book creator by any means, but man, did he know his shit.
Yeah. No, he loved it. I mean, he loved it all. Like, and it wasn't just like the comics themselves, the history of it. Like it was that desire to know how it all got put together. Like, how did that work? Like, what was the relationships? Because he was interested in the chemistry of comics. It wasn't just that they were really cool and it was really enjoyable. He wanted to know, like, how did that happen? Like what people made that happen? And he was the one who told me, like, there was, like, again, there was a couple of different comic book creators at Marvel that passed away just before Jack Kirby came back to Marvel in the 60s. And if they hadn't passed away, would Stan have tried doing the Marvel Universe without Jack? I seriously think that it wouldn't have happened. But it would have been interesting to see what would have happened with those other artists.
Absolutely. I mean, again, I'm tearing up because again, that was our homie, man. I mean, I think we had such a fantastic show. We had a great time, educational, long form. And my man loved to talk. But I ain't mind, man, and I think none of us minded. He's a big boss, and definitely missed. I don't think no one could replace him again. I've had so many people we can replace that are no longer here or no longer on the squad, and it's sad. But I appreciate everyone for their contributions, their love, their tenacity in this, their dedication to their craft. Just like you, Dave, because again, I saw you kicking ass in San Diego, my man. You're like behind that booth, and again, just seeing your energy and just wonderful to see you and hope to see you again and again. Are you going to come to New York? What's going on there?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I'd like to, but we'll see. We'll see.
You come to New York, you gotta let me know. 'Cause we definitely got.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll let you know.
Oh yeah, we got. I'm definitely already in there. I got my pass sitting right over there. I'm keeping an eye on my envelope. Make sure I gotta hide it. Like I'm ready. I can't wait to dig in and meet amazing creators that and keep going and respect the legacy of my boy Chris and keep doing good things and be respectful of our comic book history and celebrate wonderful creators and the history of comics and the creation of the great business. You know what I mean? So Dave, but before we go, you got anything to say about Chris, and then of course, what's next in the Elliot Russ.
Um, I mean, like, Chris was, as I said, like, Chris was just one of a kind, and I still, like, it's one of those things where I can't help but it's you kind of kick yourself sometimes for, like, because knowing what he was like, knowing that he was like, I'm all in, I've got to write this book, I'm going to write all in on it, so it was like, okay, so I knew I knew I was going to hear from him at some point, because he would send me a draft and go like, hey, like, what do you think? So I was kind of waiting for that, and then kind of like, and then it would be, I think the worst part was I think it was like I think it was one of his birthdays, he'd been off Twitter, because again, he went off Twitter to write, so he wasn't even on Twitter, and I emailed him and I was messaging him. I'm going like, hey, happy birthday, man. Hey, look, like, hey, just want to say hello, and didn't get any replies, and it was just like, that's weird. Yeah.
So yeah. Whew. Yeah, it makes me feel the type of way because I'm an emotional person, so I miss my homie. I don't give a fuck. I'll cry fucking air. I'm a man. And I could admit when I miss someone.
Yeah.
I definitely miss his energy. It was very important to me and my team. And I miss you, Chris. God bless. I appreciate having you on this team. And I hope that your spirit and your energy is someplace better. I think me knowing you, I'm better for it. Told me how to value comic book history and whatnot. Shit, I didn't know I was gonna be emotional like this. I'm sorry. Um,
Don't apologize, man.
But that was a homie, someone I appreciated, and when I found out of his passing and not understanding what happened, and sometimes thinking like shit, like should I reached out more, this, that, the other, not blaming myself or anything, but just saying like I don't know what happened, and what could I have done to try to find out more before anything did. Like, I think about that sometimes. But whatever it may be, he's not here now, and I miss you, brother. God bless. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. Thank you, Dave, for hanging out.
No, no, no. It was,
This is International Comic Crusaders right here, baby.
yeah, yeah.
And now we're going to go into our new venture. This is our goodbye, our in memory to our brother, Chris. Much delayed, for real. It was important. I appreciate the energy he gave. So check out those articles.
Yep.
Check out that X feed. All right. Check out some past shows on the International Comic Crusaders. My man was the real deal. For real. He was the man. And again, check out his books on Amazon. They're still available. Follow digital copies. Um, I would definitely like if anybody knows if there's a way for us to reach out to Amazon to have those funds go to maybe a charity on Chris's behalf. Please let us know because I'm gonna look that up too. But nonetheless, if anyone knows how, because being that he's not here, I would love that, and I think he would want that too, for these funds to go to a place that matters.
Mm.
So I mean, what do you think, Dave?
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I think whether no matter where it goes, I think he would appreciate it if you went and read,
Oh yeah,
at least one of
read
his
these.
books.
Then
I mean,
it's five. People love them. The 5-star
Oh,
reviews on this.
oh yeah. No, I mean, look, like see again, like it's a testament to who Chris was. Like, like somebody might just do like a 150-page story, like a little novella to start with. Nah, not Chris. Chris does a 3-book epic. Like, yeah, and it's like it's like, yeah. He was like, it was like he went the Stephen King way on this.
And he wasn't fucking around.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I'm saying, but he went hard, boy, and you gotta respect that type of energy from a creator in the game. So to Chris out there, bless again. We love you. We miss you. Thank you for being on the squad, and we hope to meet you again. And the next time we do shit, we're even gonna go harder. Don't you worry. Whereby, this is Omega, Mr. Dave Elliott, man, the big boss. Tune in, yo. We got things going on. What was it? We're gonna do our show September 8th, right, baby? For the
next Monday.
Next Monday. Oh my God, yeah, we got Heidi coming on. It's Dave. It's myself. We're gonna be talking some bochinche, baby. We're gonna have some fun. Hey, I can't wait. We got a new show, new energy, and good vibes. And with that, thank you. Happy Labor Day, mi gente. Hasta la próxima. You know what it is. Wepa!